morning. Good morning. Man, peace to the multitude. It's good to see you, brothers. Thank you all for being willing to break up the monotony of your daily routine to come and support these brothers. As always, a warm, appreciative shout out to CCDOC and their staff for being willing to allow us to have this space, because this is the very first publication event that we will be sponsoring here at Division 9. Man, let's give it up for that. Let's give it up for that. I'll tell y'all the story, but I'm gonna wait till later on because y'all need to know how big this is. This is a huge accomplishment. And it's a reflection of the resilience of you brothers who decided, you know what? For once, I'm gonna step outside my comfort zone. For you all don't know, that's one of our Author Circle values. To step outside your comfort zone and say, I want to be a part of something that entails telling my story. ConTextos is an organization that is built around the theme of telling your stories. In fact, our origin story is such that we got started in El Salvador during a time of upheaval and unrest in that country, during that civil war, with so many of the kids that were being affected and orphaned and quite frankly incarcerated. We were losing a generation, and so our founder, Debbie Gittler, decided that they wanted to go over there and bring educational services, academic services to those kids. And what we found was that there was something much more that was needed, and that was a sense to own your own story. And so when you think of ConTextos, think of the very idea of owning your story. And so in 2016, what we discovered that what was happening in the city of Chicago was something very similar. That there was a need to come and have people tell their stories who were coming from communities ravaged with violence, substance abuse, poverty. And so many of the guys who were being affected by that state of affairs found themselves in pretrial detention in CCDOC. And that was the very first circle that ConTextos brought to this space. In fact, we have with us one of the very first alum from that circle, my boy Justin. Just stand up and give the people a wave. Justin stands and serves as a preeminent example of what can happen, right, when you decide to unpack yourself, tell your story, own it, and then govern yourself by it, right? And so, with that said, I want to stress and emphasize again, this is Division 9, right? This is Division 9, a place that could have easily been thought of as written off, a place that could have easily been written off as, well, there's no hope here. Right? These men here are demonstrating that not only is there hope, the light that exists here is just as bright as anyone else. And when you all get a chance to delve into the stories that they unpacked while doing this process, you'll get a chance to see. You'll get a chance to appreciate that work is being done here. The kind of work that is necessary for real and substantial change. And so I want to take the moment to introduce the very first cohort and the very second cohort of what we call our Light Touch Circle. Give them a round of applause, everybody. And look, I can get long winded, I can run my mouth, but I want to turn it over to Justin so he can come and say a few words in our introduction. Just.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
I'd like to thank you again for joining us on this special day. Today is more than a celebration. It's a declaration. A declaration that growth is possible, that change is real, and that hope still lives. As a proud published author of the very first Author Circle in Division 10, it's an honor to be here with you to celebrate this momentous occasion. It's an honor to grow and learn with the founding authors of Division 9's Light Touch Circle. To the authors we honor today, you didn't just complete a program. You made a decision to push through pain, to challenge cycles, and to shatter barriers. That takes strength that most people never find. But here I witnessed it. I witnessed it in your efforts, your transformations, your hunger to be more than what you perceived yourself to be. This ceremony isn't about a certificate or a compilation. It's about your courage. You chose to show up for yourselves. You chose to learn, to grow, and believe again. And for this, I salute you. Can we get a round of applause for our audience? And to the families, your love is a bridge that brings light into dark places. You've held them through silence, through struggle, and today you get to see the fruit of the love that you provided. Thank you for never giving up. Let's give our families a round of applause. And I cannot forget CCDOC staff, Officer Robinson, and the numerous other officers, Miss Elena, Miss Anna, Miss Haley, Miss Alex, and Mr. E. Thank you for your hard work, dedication, and patience, especially when it came to my over detailed emails. You are loved, you are valued, you are cherished among the ConTextos family and community. This moment reminds us all, redemption is real, growth is real, and no matter where we start, we all have the power to rise. I'm proud of every one of you. Keep going. You matter, you are not forgotten, and your story is far from over. 9 years ago, I stood at a similar podium wearing the same DOCs inside of Division 10, giving a speech to a similar audience. In that speech, I said, success is not to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life, but by the obstacles one has overcome while trying to succeed. These writers, these authors in front of you, today have shown their will to learn and their motivation to succeed. These leaders that stand behind me today are the cornerstone to building a new society. These leaders behind me come from different walks of life, but despite their differences, we were able to accomplish and achieve something that many thought was impossible. Today, we have come together and proven that anything is possible as long as you believe. ConTextos help us evolve into the leaders we are today. It was once said that a leader must be tough enough to fight, tender enough to cry, human enough to make mistakes, humble enough to admit them, strong enough to absorb the pain, and resilient enough to come and bounce back and keep moving. For leaders, the pain is often intense, but you must smile through your tears and keep moving with the faith that somewhere, someplace, there is a brighter side. We are the cornerstone of building a new society and turning this age of fear and misunderstanding into an era of enlightenment, peace, prosperity, and brotherly love. 9 years later, those words are still true. Let's give another round of applause for our art.
Now let's do one more for Justin, man. So we have this practice in Author Circle where we try to minimize the voice of the facilitator, right? And I struggle with that sometimes, to be honest with you. However, at least she's looking at me. However, this is a moment for me to put that in practice. Right now, y'all done hearing my voice. Let's hear their voices.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I want to thank everybody for coming. So this is this is a moment right here. And I'm a very emotional person, so forgive me if I start crying. So, can I not use the microphone?
We're recording.
So, a year ago, I had the opportunity to go back to Division 6. Division 6 is less security, probably more opportunities. However, I refused, and a lot of people, they thought that was crazy, like who wouldn't choose to go to 6 or 11 over Division 9? But I made that choice. And this is the reason why I made that choice right here. For them. ConTextos is a program that's organized towards, where this Light Touch Circle is organized towards the 16 to 24-year-olds. And we know in our communities, that's what we blame the crime on, our 16 to 24-year-olds. So ConTextos is organized around that age group. That's the age group that they wanted to connect with in Division 9. And as much as we would love for ConTextos to be like a magic wand and just change these young minds overnight, it's not realistic. But from my experience with ConTextos, I do believe that given the opportunity over time, it can change young minds. And in turn, hopefully save young lives. The best example of this is we're blessed with the presence of Jonathan in one of our circles. It was a pleasure. And Jonathan, he shared with us 3 things that make up a man. And those 3 things he shared with us, he said that a man takes care of himself, a man takes care of his community, a man takes care of his family, and third, a man takes care of his community. Maybe 2 weeks or so, my brother Kendall, right here, he had approached me. He approached me and he talked to me about these 3 things that Jonathan said. First, I was shocked that he actually remembered, because it means that he was paying attention. But we talked about it. And even though Kendall, he's still young, so he may not know what to do with the information now. But as he matures, I'm sure it'll make everything clear. And that's just an example of this Jonathan planting the seed, and we just wait on it to blossom. And over time, it will definitely have an impact. Sadly, Johnny Page is not here today. But Johnny, he has a saying where he says, his job is not to lead us to the water, but his job is to sprinkle so much salt in the hay that eventually we'll become thirsty and we'll seek the water out of ourselves. So when Jonathan, when he shares that with us, it lets me know that he and ConTextos, they understand that when we are dealing with our young men and our young women, that we can encourage them to change. However, we have to understand that they're not going to change on our time. We have to give them the opportunity to make that transition. And I'm confident that Johnny and ConTextos, when they are ready to make that change, they'll be waiting there with a bottle of water in hand. Jaquan, Roberto, Manuel, D'Angelo, Kevin, Armani, Alexis. These all remaining members of the first cohort that we had. This is our second cohort. Our first cohort, we weren't allowed to have this type of publication event. So I want you all to know that everything that we did in that first cohort, this is the result of that. So it wasn't for nothing. So I'm about to give that first cohort some love. This is us acknowledging you all for everything that we went through in that first cohort. Ms. Robinson is also a part of the first cohort. She was in those circles with us. She found a way for us to make those circles. And in my opinion, I believe that she went above and beyond to make sure that everybody who started that first cohort got to finish it. Sometimes it was to no avail. And unfortunately, it may be another 10 years before we can fully appreciate everything that she did for us to make this a success. But I just want her to know that she appreciated it and that it wasn't for nothing. And can we please give us some love? To ConTextos in general, thank you for showing up. Just showing up. I've learned that in the battle, when it comes to reaching our youth, reaching our young men, that showing up is half the battle. And you guys always showed up. YT showed up, even if it meant show some love. YT showed up, even if it meant that it would be 14 of us in a small office space. He still came. Spank showed up, even if it meant that it would be 10 of us in a small closet. And the significance of that closet is that the first time he did it, it was right outside of the first deck that he began his 26.5-year prison experience in. He relived that trauma for us. Appreciate your Spank. Again, Johnny is not here, but Johnny and also the other facilitators experienced it too, where they would come in and wait for 2 hours only to be told that we weren't coming down. But they still showed up and they continued to show up. Jonathan, Lisa, Justin, every time we needed y'all, y'all showed up. And it's appreciated. Y'all showing up, it showed us that y'all care and that we matter. And that's the first way to begin to create change. Miss Anna, I do not see Miss Anna. Oh, there you go. Anna, I want to thank you, and I want to thank Ms. Roberts. I don't know what y'all expected when y'all invited me up to y'all program wing, but I just hope that I met your expectations, and I'm grateful. So everybody, I have two beautiful sisters right here, Toyana and Trinika. I just want to say thank y'all. I love y'all, and I'm sorry. So I imprisoned y'all, and y'all only crime was being my brother. I'm sorry, and the man I am today is because of you, and I just pray that one day I can make you proud to be my sisters. I love you. Spank and Johnny, I want to thank y'all too, because seeing y'all every day, it motivates me because it shows me that I can get out of jail after doing 20 plus years and still make a difference in the world. Everybody else, I want to thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for coming to love us, to appreciate us, and to support us. Thank you. I want to welcome my brother. I don't know if I can say little brother, he might get mad. I want to welcome my brother, Jaquan, up to the mic.
How everybody doing today, man? I ain't gonna lie, I really wanted this to happen, so I've been anxious for this day. I can't even lie to you. So, anytime I see the word ConTextos, my man automatically reverts to the word family, because that's what this means to me. Being a part since cohort 1 showed me different things, not just about life, but also myself. And any other brothers you see here with me today can vouch. I had a different mindset first starting ConTextos, and nobody could tell me anything. I was simple-minded, but also hurting. But as the months continue to pass, I just realized that I needed someone to vent to, someone to understand, someone in my shoes, not from some therapist who hasn't experienced a fifth of what I've been through. My traumatic experience was seeing my best friend murdered in cold blood when I was 14, and ever since then, I kept my emotions bottled up. Having these light touch circles shows me the intelligence in all of us young men who people on the outside looking in picture us as monsters. But this is the real us. We're working on ourselves daily, so give us some credit. I thank my mentors, Spanky, Johnny, Justin, and Jonathan. Also the ones on deck with me, Jihad and Drew. Y'all played a major role in letting me see life in a different aspect, and now I'm not blind anymore. I'm happy that we were provided this opportunity to showcase our talent, making this book, and it was one of the best things I experienced. And by the way, we real published authors now. Yeah. Invite my boys up here, man. Like, these my boys, everybody, but I gotta invite Chino and JR up here, man. Give them a round of applause.
And I'm gonna go first because my brother Chino might be a little scared. Gotta let him know church on Sundays. Good morning, though. And may peace be upon everybody in attendance. I'm proud to be a part of both cohorts and the only two existing cohorts in Division IX history. I am also very proud of the brothers behind me and proud to see them better themselves during this process. This event is meant to celebrate us and the work we've done, but I want to take this time to shine the light on two other groups of people. The first group of people I'd like to celebrate are those who made all this possible: Spanky, Johnny Page, YZ, Justin, Lisa, and those behind the ConTextos scene that we've never met. These people dedicate their time to not only making our communities a better place, but they also come to the worst facilities no one ever want to come to and make a positive difference in our jails. Even with most of these guys doing 10, 15, 20 years incarcerated in the past, they still choose to come back to where that struggle started to help guys like us who share the same struggle they once went through. I can't think of many people who would revisit a nightmare just to help a group of young adults who are labeled the worst. So for that, we thank you. The second group I'd like to celebrate are the families, friends, and the spouses in attendance. Those who took the time out of their day to come and support, those who answer phone calls, those who write letters, those who send pictures, those who give us the mental support we need. I don't care how tough you think you are, no one in our situation can ever tell me that they don't need that support. I realize I've seen the courts break the toughest of the toughest, the biggest of the biggest, and I've seen verdicts make grown men cry. We are all up against the same thing, share the same struggle. Those stressful thoughts that run through these guys' minds at night, they race through mine too. But it's y'all in attendance who make a difference in our dark days. We are all strong men, but sometimes need a little help lifting ourselves up. You might not know it because we may not always show it, but you definitely make our days better. So thank you. And as my brother Jihad once said, my best day in jail will never be better than my worst day as a free man. But the good times here make a difference on this journey. So I tip my hat to Chino's dad, who's here and has always had his back through the thick and thin. I tell my hat to Khadijah, who has been essential in my brother Jihad's support system. I wish I could have met her, but she couldn't make it today. Thank you. To my brother Drew's sisters, who he loves so much, thank you for being someone he can always count on and lean on. And to my brother Jado's lady, his sisters, his family, for being someone who can make him feel like he got someone by his side. And to everybody else who support the rest of my brothers behind me and make that difference. Of course, I cannot forget my pops, my mom, and the girl I love. Thank you. And just as much as I hope my mama gets her son back, I hope you all get your loved ones back soon in your arms as well. Thank you. God bless.
Good morning, y'all. I'm a little nervous, but bear with me. You got it. Hello, everybody. Good morning. I just want to thank every single one of you guys for taking the time, not only for whoever you came to see, but also Spanky, Johnny, Justin, Jonathan, and myself. I also want to thank my father for being there with me through it all. And when I say all, I mean all. From changing my diapers to jail visitations. Te quiero mucho, Papa. I love you so much. In addition, I want to thank Spanky, Johnny, Justin, YT, Jonathan, and Lisa, and the family of ConTextos for helping us who are not yet published authors. ConTextos helped me understand, not only myself, but my peers in this group, that no matter what you're going through, don't ever give up, because it's never the end. Today is a very special day, not only because Division 9 is respectfully letting us have this event with our loved ones, but also because, as in from Cohort 1, Jado, Speedy, Joker, Lil G, D-Lo, Andrew, myself, and JR, and Cohort 2 with Mikey D, Katie, RC, David Johnson, Lil Dave, Lil Tay, Boofy, Lo, and our brother Jihad. We are not published authors, which means we are a step closer to keep writing so we can let down the line and write more books. I want to invite my brother D-Lo up here.
Good morning, y'all. My mind a little short. They just put the sauce on the cake with that. I ain't gonna lie. But I like to say that I'm happy to be a part of ConTextos and thankful to have this experience. And I'm glad that we showing the world who we truly are and what we're not being betrayed. We all came from communities of hurt, pain, and trauma, and we all hurt people, healing people. And yes, I said I want that to sink in. Y'all know the old saying, hurt people hurt people. How about hurt people heal people? Let's start healing our communities. Yep. So ConTextos taught me that, right? And we the ones that will heal each other. And we the power for our families. Y'all the power for us. And we need y'all support. I'd like to thank Johnny, ConTextos, the family for coming out. That's all I got. This sound like to call Jihad and Mikey D.
Good morning. So first off, God is good. All the time. All right, let it be known then. All right, so listen. I'd like to thank you all for attending today's first publication event in Division 9. My name is Brandon Jackson, and I'm truly honored to be a part of this milestone and to be standing here with these great men that you see before you today. In honor of the people who paved the way in authoring before us, I would like to share a quote from James Baldwin, who said that not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced. Right? So the men you will witness today are guilty of change. But that change would not be possible without us facing our past, sharing our trauma and experiences while getting in return positive and meaningful feedback. This is what we have been engaging in throughout our light touch circles. Now to be honest, I don't know who named it light touch, right? Because it'd be real heavy. So the ability to unravel and become vulnerable with your peers who then share their experiences and to have facilitators present who help guide the process has been life altering for me, and I know for these brothers up here also. I want to thank ConTextos for offering us the brotherhood and also Spank, Johnny, Jonathan, and Justin. You all said yes when others said no. I appreciate y'all, honestly. A special thank you to Director Martinez for allowing this epic event to take place. Hopefully after today you will allow more opportunities for Division 9 in general and 3G specific. Know what's going on? Okay then, all right, let it be known. Thank you. Also to Ms. Robinson, I did not know she was shy, but she helped. Miss Anna and Mr. Lena, thank y'all also, right? All three of y'all, right? Y'all work tirelessly to ensure that we have a positive and clean environment. No words can truly capture all those moving parts that create the system which y'all put in place for us.
so that we can become the best version of ourselves. I want to thank all of y'all, and I want y'all to pay attention and don't let that fact slide past y'all that most of the people that's up here that came to visit was women. As black men, people of color, other people of different races, like you gotta understand, when we get systemically impacted, it be them sisters that come up and actually help us. Our mothers, our aunties, our nieces, etc. They be the ones that have our back. Don't let that slide. I know y'all hands hurt, so I'm finna finish, right? So thank you to all those brothers who have advocated for me to be in the cohort and have shared their stories with me and help me become a better person. Especially the brother Michael, who can leave a lasting impression on you. You don't believe? All right, here you go.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Michael Cunningham, and I have been incarcerated for almost 2 years. In the time being incarcerated, I took part in programs such as GED and ConTextos, where I learned that it's good to express and be open about your thoughts. Also, a part of this process was uplifting my brothers and others around me, no matter if I'm out in the free world or behind walls, or dealing with personal things. What also was important is that I noticed I could have a positive or negative effect on people in the situation. So I have to be mindful of my intentions and behavior. I also learned more about myself as I'm getting older and becoming a man during this time being incarcerated and not just wasting my time. I'm taking this time to find myself and learn more about me as I go through my journey. Another thing I was glad to have learned is to not let things and situations I can't control get the best of me, and let things and people who are no good for me in my life. Another thing I learned is how to be a better person, son, brother, and father. I want to take this time to close this speech out shouting out my mom and my dad for being my biggest support. And also a big shout out to ConTextos. And ConTextos, Johnny, Spank, Justin, John, and YT. I appreciate you guys for showing the youth that it's more than just being in the streets, but helping to show us the right path to go in life. ConTextos showed me that it is not just a program, but it is a family. Absolutely. I'm going to pass it on to my brothers, Marshawn and Ken.
Y'all gotta bear with me. I can't see too good. My bad. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to tell you about how ConTextos helped me grow as a person. When I started the group, I saw it as a waste of time. I'm happy to say I was wrong. The Light Touch Circle helped me come out of my shell and become a part of the tier. When I talked in the group, I shared things I've never shared before, and I felt like I said these things amongst brothers. When I entered the county, I was lost and angry at the world. When I leave, I'll be focused and also a published author.
Yes, sir.
In short, I want to say thank you to ConTextos. In closing, I want to give a shout out to my mom, the best one in the world. Also, thanks to Miss Anna and Miss Robinson for allowing me to be in the program too. Last but not least, shout out to KD, Lil G, Drew, and David for embracing me. Ask my brother KD.
Go, baby.
How everybody doing? I want to start by giving a thanks to Ms. Anna and Ms. Robinson for giving me the opportunity of being on the program tip, because it opened up doors for me to enter, and it opened up doors for me and introduced me to my newly found family, ConTextos. Shout out Spank, Jonathan, and Justin for making us comfortable, and Drew and David Johnson for showing me personally it's okay to open up and confront the old me. The circle I shared with these young men showed me we're all alike and made us brothers. So I want to thank everyone who came out today, and I especially want to thank my lady for making it today. Once again, thank everybody who came out today to support and show love for just one of our accomplishments, because we all have more to come. God bless everyone here, and once again, thanks to everyone. You're truly appreciated. I want to call my brother David Johnson.
Good morning, how y'all doing? I hope everyone made it safe, and we all love and thank you for your support. The first battle within is the beginning of seeking purpose. As I look amongst each author today, after sharing space with them and knowing what I have learned about them, I see purpose found. In Circle, I witness impatient innovators collaborating, brainstorming, creating twice a week, every week, and now we have publishing, which is amazing. Despite the image placed upon our character and living in the belly of trauma, we have accomplished understanding, love, and meaning by claiming our future and family with ConTextos. I'm glad I got the chance to experience Light Touch Circle. Being able to watch, grow, and supporting each other, reminding each other of the value of our voices, and being receptive to new ideas and change, eager to help find the missing pieces to the puzzle to bring a bigger picture into view. Jado and Chino came to Circle every week, bringing love, laughter, lifting spirits, and facilitating. Let's give them a round of applause. Lute, embracing growth and seeking diverse perspectives. Let's show them some love too. Jihad for offering support and keeping it real. And KD for sharing and receiving feedback. Let's show him some love too. Congratulations, we are published authors, so let's give us some love for that too. And thank you to those who supported and made this possible. We appreciate and send love. And now I will be calling one of my brothers to the stage, Ty John Lane.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, y'all getting soft for me. Y'all can't be doing that, man. Hello, my name is Tajon Lane. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone who was here today. Today, barriers has been broken and history has been made. Today, Division 9 has been given a chance, like any other division, to tell our stories. This project was far from being easy. Everyone who participated in this book has experienced trauma and hurt. These last few months, Core 1 and Core 2 of ConTextos have sat in group sessions revealing vulnerable moments of others' lives. At the end of every session, we realize we all are the same. I would like to thank Ms. Anna and Ms. Robinson for being our voice, and thank ConTextos staff for making sure they attended every session, no matter if it was on deck or in the shop. You've given us a chance to vent and express ourselves without judging us. Some sessions sometimes turn into therapy that we needed. ConTextos have given us things that will keep with us in our life's journey. This project we created will give the past generation an inside look at what's going on in our current generation. When you turn on the news nowadays, you see young people getting killed or young people getting arrested. The state of Illinois is trying to make children of war look like monsters. That is the picture the state is trying to paint. These children were someone's son. These children were someone's father. The title of this book was inspired by what the state of Illinois wants you to look at as. They don't want you to think that we deserve a second chance. Inside this book will show you we are humans. Inside this book you will read our generation stories. Inside this book you will find the real us. I appreciate all y'all for coming out here tonight.
let's give our authors another round of applause. Powerful. Powerful. This was just a small touch of what we experienced in Circle. And for those of you all who have never had that experience, listen. At some point, ConTextos is going to try to do multiple circles. I'm kind of speaking this into existence. I would love for every last person under the sound of my voice to experience what these young men have experienced with our Light Touch Circle. Again, the very first one in Division 9. It's powerful because it creates a space for people to release, to unpack, right? To engage in a process of catharsis, to give yourself a chance to see something that has been there all along, but has just been lying dormant. And without further ado, can I ask ConTextos staff, particularly Justin, Lisa, it's time for us to give these brothers, they just do. So I'm going to ask the family members again, when they call up your loved one, could you please come this way, right? Right where Lisa is. And when I call y'all guys, the guys, y'all will come this way. Got it? Yes, sir. Say it again. So, when y'all come up, I want y'all to come this way. Stand here, and your family members are going to come this way. Okay?
And we're taking. Oh, wonderful. Amen.
So our very first author we're going to celebrate is no stranger to this process. David Johnson, come on up. Y'all come up, get some love and grow.
Okay, I'm going. I'm so proud of you. Okay, how are we doing this? All right. The first one or two is a little rough, then we get the hang.
All right, ready?
Hey.
Take a couple. Okay.
Hey, God bless
Katie, let's get it, bro. Taylor.
Very proud of you, baby. Yes. Slow down. God bless you. You get the Perseverance Award for making it.
Yes. Next, JR. JR, let's go, bro. Help celebrate you.
Wow, girl. That's right. We're smiling. This is a celebration.
What's this right here?
This is a celebration. Yeah. Hey. Hey. So much love.
RC, come on, bro. RC. Let's get it, RCizzle.
Hey.
What David at? Come on, David. Brother Leroy. That's the quiet one of the crew.
What a beautiful day. Thank you.
Look, Tay. Look, Tay. Look, Tay, let's work, bro. Congratulations, brother.
Hey, babe. God bless. Yes. Smile. Hey.
This family right here, man. Let's go, brother G. Let's get it. Come on,
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. That's it. Yes.
Mikey D. And I called you Mikey D. in front of your mother.
Congratulations. Look at him. You did such a good job. Yes. And spoke. And speak. That's a blessing.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Man, this one is special right here. True, let's get it, boy. Come on, ladies. We've been waiting on this one right here.
Hey. The family affair. It's the family affair.
Thank you.
God bless you. God bless. Amen.
D. Lizzie, let's get it. Come on, fade up.
All right. Here, hold on. D'Angelo, hold on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Hello. Congratulations.
Play it up.
Tish, I hold your book. Yes, you did. Hey. I know, it's okay. We get through together.
Yeah, just to y'all right now. Man, let's go. Let's go.
I don't believe your shirt. I feel like you do. I feel like you do like us. Don't believe her shirt.
Thank you.
Who got it? Let's go, Tino.
Yeah, Chino. That's so beautiful. Yes, God bless. Hey.
Thanks, y'all.
God bless you.
Man, it's my boy right here, Jumbo. Let's get it, man. Let's go, Kevin.
This man's no joke. Thank you. That was funny. Hey. God bless you.
So this brother, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. When he started with us, I just knew it was right It was the right moment. It was the right call. So Jihad, let's get it, bro.
There you go.
Man, this is my boy right here. This is my shorty right here. Come on, J-Lo, let's get it. Let's get it. See some location. Right.
So beautiful.
My little brother right there.
Just call him out. You'll see him.
Speed, let's go, Speed!
Speed.
Thank you.
So, that concludes our book and certification dissemination. Thank you for the staff for coming to help. Oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Listen, last but not least, let me tell you something. This lady reached out to me, knew that Midnight wasn't here, and was like, I'm still coming. Please come up to receive this certification and book. And if you don't mind, some of the brothers would like to take a picture with you to stand in for Midnight. Let's go.
Yes, behind the tables here, there's some room in there. All right, here we go.
I almost dropped that ball. I almost dropped that ball. Forgive me.
She still can. She still can.
So this is part of the publication event where you all get a chance to hear our authors read excerpts from their book. What I would like for you all to do, as you read your excerpts, let the audience know what page you're on. These are your family members, those who have books. Let them know what page you're on so you can follow along. All right? And where's my order? Way to go. The order is as such. First up, let's go, Joker. Let's get it. Okay. Well, y'all know what y'all doing.
Smoke well. What's going on? Page 10. Page 10. The bottom of page 10. Go to read yours. No, you don't come and read it yourself. So page 10, what I can and cannot take. I can take you labeling me a menace What I cannot take is you trying to understand how I became one. I can take you calling me a follower. What I cannot take is you ignoring the person I was following. I can take all of your stares. What I cannot take is you not being able to take it when I stare back. I can take responsibilities for my actions. What I cannot take is you deny yours. I can take 60 years once. What I cannot take is 60 years again. I can take when you wish I died in prison. What I cannot take is me laying down to die in prison. I can take you mourning your brother. But what I cannot take is you forgetting what you did to mine. I can take the gun you gave me. What I cannot take is the destruction I caused with that gun. I can take living with everything that I did. What I cannot take is being irresponsible for the actions of a kid. I can take coming back for a resentencing hearing. What I cannot take is the mental and emotional toll it's taking on my loved ones. I can take the pledge where I swore my love, life, and loyalty. What I cannot take is you holding me to that pledge after what I swore to no longer existed. I can take all of the sacrifices I had to make in the name of the organization. What I cannot take is you saying that I abandoned the struggle because I stepped away. I can take you being a Christian. What I cannot take is you rejecting Islam. I can take you being my wife. What I cannot take is you finding another husband. I can take a lot. What I cannot take is everything I've been through being for nothing. Oh, my brother Jihad.
I'm going to start on page 40. Page 40. So I'm going to start on page 40. This is that, since you asked, I'll tell you why. I chose to write to the Prophet Muhammad, and this is how it starts. The Prophet Muhammad, since you asked, I'll tell you why I embraced Islam and chose to follow your example. Because I was lost in this world and had no direction. Because I was abandoned by my mother and father. Because the streets couldn't fulfill my voids. Because I've been betrayed. Because I needed peace and discipline. Because it has given me purpose. Because it works for me and you are an excellent example. Prophet Muhammad, since you asked, I'll tell you why I embraced Islam. Because I was lost and needed direction. Because I never believed God rested. Because my heart became colder than ice. Because I knew death but never understood life. Because I heard Islam literally means peace. Because I wondered if it could really bring peace to me. Because I saw how Muslims pray and I heard the Adhan. Because Islam is built on Tawheed, which is knowing that God is one. Because I heard that all the prophets and messengers are brothers. Because I cry every time I read about you losing your mother. Because I love your companions and how they aided you with their life. Because I read the Quran and it showed me the purpose of life. Because I heard about Allah's infinite mercy and forgiveness. Because I heard how the Shahada, when pronounced with sincerity, removes past sins, even those with the worst intentions. Because you showed me the path to taqwa, meaning fearing Allah and to be conscious of God in all my interactions. Because following you has filled the voids in my life that have been absent. Because I am no longer lost and my heart is content with you being my beloved. Because through your example I can now assist the world and may I become a better man, father, and husband. Because you have rescued me from misguidance to the shores of truth. And because of this, may Allah shower his peace, blessings, and mercy upon you. Amen. Don't get me started. Next, I'm gonna call up Tajon Lane.
Yes, sir.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, they
there that's both these other pictures. I'm on page 15. Alright, this called Since You Asked. As I've learned, since you asked, I tell you why I'm so angry. Because all the love I showed, all the sacrifice I faced, you failed to do the same. Because the thing you showed me, I thought I would need in life long term, cost me my freedom. Because the hand I was dealt left me no option. Because all the funerals you made me go to, it wasn't enough. Because the can you paused me, ripped me. Because the snakes you brought around me made me not trust anybody. Because the arguments I had with my mama, you was the cause of that. Because the shootouts I witnessed, you made me react to that. Because you took the time away from my family fighting pegs for the situation I put myself in for you. Because you were the reason I couldn't see my son being born. Because you were the reason my little brother still asking when you coming home. Because you were the reason my brother's name was on the headstone. I was on the run since you asked, that's why I'm so angry. I'm gonna call up my brother Jado up there. Alright, this is gonna be on page 34. It said, first of all, let me introduce you to my name. I couldn't explain the feeling, but I knew that it was pain. My life been feeling gloomy like a day that it will rain, a big addiction to the streets and OG praying that I change. I remember it like yesterday, see my homie bleed, choking on his blood and I can help it what he needs. You ever felt like you should yell, but it got hard for you to scream? When I talk about his problems, but won't speak on what he's seen. It connected me with hate, witness murder in my face when stuff would happen, not a trace. Like in that car, he switched the place and I wasn't thinking about a way. Putting money in a safe. I was being young and dumb and barely listen what they say. I ain't have nobody. I was left traumatized. I would think they was scary. They ain't really want to slide. Then when I get alone, I would sit and question why. And that was making sense. I'm locked up and fighting 45. You can make it far if everybody stay they self. If you're reaching for your hand and he your brother, give him help. When somebody's life is taken, both sides gonna feel as well. I gotta get up out the streets. It's only damaging my health. My boy Speedy, man. Come on, Speedy. Go ahead. Speedy, take it out, man. He made it back. Go ahead, Speedy. You said he was gonna come through it, bro. Round of applause.
Hey, Lil G, they say you coming up there, bud. Alright, skip page 51, go to straight 52, because that picture they caught me on a bad day. Alright, I'm doing Since You Asked. 75th and Stewart, since you asked, I'll tell you why I'm full of almost every emotion. Angry because you took my best friend from me, didn't help revive him, you just soaked his blood into your concrete. Disappointed because you watched us play and never gave me a warning that the streets will devour me. Still grateful because you showed me what pain feels like and allowed me to survive. Happy because everything you put me through allows me to be able to prevent or help the youth from going through the same thing I did. Last, I'm appreciative. I learned to defend myself and grew out of thinking I need you to be me. Come on, Lil G.
First of all, I just want to say thank y'all for showing up. I appreciate y'all. My beautiful lady and my beautiful mama right here.
So let's page 59. And it's essential acts. This is essential acts. Essential acts, I'll tell you, Lil G, why I'm so reserved. I'm reserved because I'm numb to feelings. I'm reserved because I don't know how to feel. I'm reserved because of numbing experiences, because of all the mistakes you made since pre-K, because of how aggressive you used to be, because of the person you grew from. Mom, since you asked, I'll tell you why I'm so angry. Because Pops was never there, because he never tried, because Big Bro died, because nobody helped me. But when I was young, everybody used to belt me, because I was alone, because Broski, and because Pops was never home.
I love you too, Mom. Next up, clap it up for my brother, Lil Dave. He's gonna come up on stage.
Alright, so it was a mistake made in the book. So I'm on page 42 since you asked. Mama, since you asked, I'll tell you why losing you broke me. Then help me see. Because my heart has been damaged. Because my soul has been fading in and out. Because at a young age, life took a toll on my happiness. Because jail constantly tried to deprive me of love. Because choices trapped me. Because my mental craved expressions into my poor chest. Because options weighed heavy on my shoulders. Because I was drowning in the storm, being thrown into a future unknown. Because the fight had left me. Because I didn't know how in any way. Because pain from different dimensions came onto my plane of living, onto me. Because understanding is worth a million, and the chance is worth a billion. Breathe. Let go of everything. Because I can start anew here. Because I can choose to forget and forgive. Because I can fight to live and build. And because I can erase every memory and I can manifest new ones. Because I can be free. Because no matter how I decide to live, I'll be okay. Inshallah. Love you, Mom, so much a lot. I want to call my son up to the mic.
My dog. Yeah.
We on page 61. It's since you asked. Younger me, since you asked, I'll tell you why. Because we didn't learn to listen, and instead, because we didn't learn to listen instead of just hear. Because we never really got control of our anger. Because we never told the girl you love how you felt. Because when your cousin died, I thought, why can't we go out the same way? Because when we walk, because we can't walk away from the people when they need us. Because when we're told to go right, we go left out of spite. Because we feel the need to get even. Call my brother D-Lo to the stage.
Big D-Lo.
I'm on page 25. I don't like that picture, so y'all gotta know it. But it's where I'm from. But here it go. I'm from Lockwood in Congress. We're seeing 20 people on the corner like it's New Jack City was normal. I'm from where we live life every day like it's your last, because half are dead and in jail and only live once. I'm from where you show love, then they hate you. Then you show hate and they love you for being cold. I'm from where me and my brothers were sleeping in shelters growing up because no one really helped me or my brother or my little sister. I'm from where there's purpose in your faith because I'm showing this is true. I have been shot 3 times, stabbed, 4 car crashes, and almost been burned alive. I'm from where making it to 16 was a blessing because 2 of my friends didn't make it to finish high school, to have kids, or even to make it out the hood. I'm from where the story starts where you think it is. I'm gonna call my brother JR.
I'm on page 49. And when you get there, you're gonna see I do look like the Mexican off of the Friday movie. And I'm not under the influence, I promise. I don't know why my eyes look like see it? You see the big? See, this is my where I'm from poem. I'm from 2 beautiful people, 2 very beautiful people, but a very ugly lifestyle. From a group of kids that thought it was lame to be a kid. From regretful mistakes that led to doing a bid. From a beautiful wicked city in a county full of crooks. I'm from where you can hit the baddest ones on the block, you just gotta be a stubborn. I'm from mild sauce and extra lemon pepper. From where if you ain't got one in the head, then you looked at as a joke. From where you thought that was your homie, but when you got paid, you got your pole. That's where I'm from. Calling the Chinos to the podium. Chinos to the podium.
I'm on page 18. Is also where I'm from. 18. Let me know when y'all ready. Y'all ready? Yeah. Alright. I said, I'm from where my grandma washed me, but the streets raised me. Even though my dad tried, he worked too much to save me. I'm from where I just wanted my mama's love, so I turned to the streets to find that missing love. I'm from where I was 12 years old, in the streets, I was told by a grown man I had to prove myself. I'm from where I see my friend get killed when I was 14. He was only 17. I'm from where we barely make it to see 18. I'm from where people get killed to survive because they was taught killing was the only way to stay alive. Some people might say that's a lie. That's because they haven't seen what I've seen with my own eyes. Alright, pass it back to Jihad.
I'm gonna be on page 64. And this for the brother David, or Midnight as we call him, because he couldn't be here. Yeah. And he had his loved ones come. Yeah. Since you asked, I'll tell you why I'm frustrated about how my life started in Chicago, Illinois. Because I was born the 6th child out of 10 to a drug addict mother. Because I was taken away by DCFS and then was adopted. I thought it was something else out there. Alright. Because being born to a drug addict mother has its laws. 1. Because I almost died to survive asthma the first couple of months, 2 years in my life. 2. Because I was in and out of my biological family's life. 3. There was no reason I had to go and join the streets. Because my adopted family had great housing and AC. Because they had the best food. Because they had the best schools and programs. Because we went on the best trips ever. Until one day it all changed what I wanted. Thank you.
Thank you all. Let's give the authors another round of applause. So this is a part of the publication event where we give what we call feedback and reflections, we ask questions. There will be a sticky note going around to the family members. I'm going to ask the first series of questions to the guys. If there is a question that you have,
No sticky, Lisa.
no sticky. Okay,
We got the spirit.
Lisa.
We're gonna work it out.
It's gonna be the spirit on here. But you all will get a chance to ask your family members questions. We have about, 20 minutes left? We have about 20 minutes left. Okay. 15 minutes. Here's the great, incomparable Jedi Master herself.
You don't put me up.
Lisa Kevin.
Hey, thank you, God bless. Well, thank you. Thank you, right, David knows, I don't need any help falling over. So part today really is a circle session. Can't you feel the energy? Today is a session in circle. We're inviting more guests in. We're inviting you to be a part of it. Raise your hand if you felt emotions today. In your body, you just felt, yeah, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you learned something new about someone today. Yeah. Raise your hand if you're proud of someone today. Yes. That's what circle is. That's what it is. Circle is a space where we do what human beings have done for thousands of years. We connect and we hold space. We see each other. We hear each other. We don't put each other down. We don't judge each other. We dare to be fully who we are and be seen and heard. Feedback is a critical part in circle. And feedback is when an author knows, hey, I was really heard. I was seen in my truth. Not the story people want me to tell, the story I need to tell. So this part of the ceremony is feedback. So pardon my bag, I'm not trying to be rude. Normally we do have Post-its. So I do want you, we do have some Post-its, okay. If anyone, any family member, if you have a question that you would like me to ask the authors, please tell Justin. Meanwhile, I'm gonna ask a few questions. We're gonna end on time, so we're gonna do some feedback, and then we're gonna weave our celebration. This isn't the end, this is the beginning. This is the beginning, okay, so this is what it's about. So, as we collect some feedback, here's my number one question to you all, and as many authors can answer who want to. Number one of the hardest parts in circle, we come in the circle, know each other kinda, but when we really start dropping our facade and really sharing how we feel, whether it feels convenient, approved or not, do you all remember, what do you remember about some of those moments when you saw people really sharing their truths? What do you remember? And I'm gonna pass the mic.
The first thing I remember and what stick to me is the stories that they have to tell. For example, we heard Jaquan come up, he told you how he held his best friend as he bled out. We heard Roberto Iglesias, we heard him talk about seeing his best friend get killed when he was 14, his best friend was 17. So these stories, they stick with me because when I hear them, I was asked like, wow, like how did this kid have a story to tell? And when I was a kid, I had those same stories to tell. And I don't think that nobody's asking that question.
Hey.
Because we turn into who we turn into based off what we see. And we can get in front of what we see, then we can make a change on how we act. So that's something that stick with me.
Yes, thank you.
Lisa.
Absolutely, yes, authors, please. Again, what's the moment when you remember the real emotional risk-taking happened? What do you remember about that?
One thing that stood out to me is that it get very emotional, right? Very, very emotional. And like I said in my speech, it's like you have to unravel and unpack certain traumas. And to have that space available to us where you actually get some meaningful feedback, like that's powerful. something that I want to highlight is like on the cover of this book is CTSD, Stories from Children of War. CTSD, and I really want, actually I want him to speak on it a little bit more, on the concept of CTSD.
Okay.
I think he do more justice to it.
Okay, so CTSD is continuous traumatic stress disorder.
Hey, wow.
I'm sure continuous traumatic stress disorder. So I'm sure a lot of us haven't heard of that. So CTSD is a diagnosis that's recognized by the World Health Organization and other organizations around the world. However, it's not recognized in the United States. But PTSD is recognized in the United States. So the difference between CTSD and PTSD is PTSD deals with post-traumas. CTSD, it deals with current traumas. So you hear in other countries, they deal with child soldiers. They have something they call child soldiers, and they diagnose them with CTSD. And when they diagnose them with CTSD, they don't put them in prison. Like you will see, they have kids like, have you ever heard of ISIS or Al Qaeda? Those children, they diagnose them with CTSD. They do that. They don't throw them in prison. Instead, they get them help and resources that they need to cope with life.
Wow.
And there are studies that shows that you can take any area in the city of Chicago, and it will be worse than war-torn countries that we hear going to war, like Ukraine is in war right now, Gaza. It's areas in Chicago that are worse than that. However, our kids, they don't get the benefit of being diagnosed with CTSD. And that's how they put us in prison and throw us in jail for life, instead of dealing with the traumatic things that we experience. So that's the biggest difference between CTSD and PTSD.
I have some questions from the audience, y'all. This is a specific question for Jado, but I feel that everyone can benefit from this question. Jado, you're being asked, what could your family have done to help you mentally when you were going through your trauma? What could your family have done? Everyone's here to learn.
So since I was a kid, I always told my mama the same thing. It's never her fault. My family from Belize, so we raised different. Like, it's nothing that being outside, I used to have to come in the house at 8 o'clock, but I snuck out. Everything I always told my mama, she raised me well, made sure, even with the little things we had, she made sure we were safe.
Yes.
So I always told her she ain't got to put the burden on herself, because my decisions, seeing my best friend killed, it just changed me. So it wasn't nothing that my mama did or my family. Everybody tried to help me, but it just, certain situations just bring out different in people. So it's none of the family's fault. Nobody that's here. I want every family that came out today to know it's never y'all fault. Anything y'all did, we took heed to it. But the streets gonna always conquer over our feelings. It's just stuff that goes on.
Tell her what you need.
What I think I needed, I'll probably just say I just needed my best friend. My family ain't had to do nothing. They did everything. It ain't their fault. But I can't bring it.
One question, KD, this is for you. I think it's really for everyone. Since you've been behind walls, do you know that you are loved?
Since I've been gone 17 months now, and like I know for a fact that I'm loved because I was loved before I came here. Like once again, like Jado said, it's just the decisions I chose to make. So it's not like, I always felt love. It's just now that I'm in her, I'm starting to be able to weed out the people that's for me and the people that's not for me. So now I know who truly loved me and who was just using me for who I was.
How did writing help you in your journey of processing emotions? How did writing help? All right, come on, Katie.
I wouldn't say so much it was the writing. It was really, like we spoke on the light touch circles. Like, cause getting like young men like us to open up, like that's something we never really did. So it was like the opening up part first. And then once we was able to open up and get comfortable around each other, that's when we was able to pick the pen up and, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, you know, it's just like, oh, it's the open up part. Explain which part, David.
Saying we don't know, so I thought we don't know what to explain.
Alright. In circle, we had a bunch of different greetings and we was asked a lot of different questions. And some people in the circle they'll pass, but majority of us speak on things that you can tell people been holding on for years.
Yes.
Things that people never spoke on or were scared to speak on. The Light Touch Circle made it safe for you to speak on them things and invent them things. And once you release them things, you start to see the change in people. Now you open it up to understanding. So yeah, that's how it
Just a couple more questions. You know, Katie, what you said reminds me of something that David said. David, one of our alum co-facil here, sitting next to Andrew, one of our co-facil. I remember, David, when you talk about express and release. And David really talks about the importance of circles. You express and you release. Johnny, our fearless leader, talks about how we're all carrying so much baggage. We've so much that we're carrying. We get used to it. It starts to become invisible to our eye, but it informs how we move. It informs how we respond. It informs what risks we take. It's harder to swim across the river when we've got 5 backpacks on. So sometimes we stay where we are, think we can't move. But the courage to express and release is life-changing. Everyone needs a circle. This question goes to our alum co-facil. What is your priority? You've been a published author. In this circle right here, I already see there's some future alum co-facil right here. We have some current alum co-facil. What is a priority in your role? You're not simply a published author, you're facilitating. What is a priority? As like everything, there's not a right answer. I'm just really curious in your practice, because there is a post-it note asking about facilitator practice.
So my main priority is relatability. So I've been incarcerated for 20 years. And when I came back and I got to experience ConTextos, I was like, oh, this can really work. Like, this is maybe what I needed. And I feel like this is what they need, even if they don't realize it right now. So my thing is trying to be relatable in a way to where they can respect me, but not think that I'm one of them because I'm not their friend, right? Jaquan get mad at me. He mad at me right now. I think me and Lil G cool right now. So it's like, but I feel comfortable. I feel like whenever they are in their hardest times, they come to me. And when they do that, I'm cool with that. Even if Roberto don't talk to me for 2 months, when it get real, he pull up on me. And that's all I want. And I just want to be able to be there. So that's my main priority. And I'm hoping that I can instill things in them that they can instill in their friends. And then we have reverberation to change to just keep on going.
Amen.
I had to say, like, so when I first got into ConTextos, which was in Division 6, I'm from cohort 9. So I've published, I'm 3-time published author. With my own books about my life. So me diving into my life and basically expressing that, Cause I was quiet, and I didn't do no circle greetings. I didn't answer none of the questions. I just said I'm cooling. They asked me how I'm feeling. I'm cooling. So when I say I wanted to be a facilitator, they believe that I can do it, but they just wanted me to open up. But I believed in myself that I can do it. So when I got into circle, I felt like this was my space. Like, now this is like I'm the teacher, this the classroom. Like, this is my space. So what I really want is like for them to open up and basically feel that sense of control. Like I want to be like just showing them like that it's possible, to control everything around them. Like KD said, the people you love, you pushing out the people you love, you making the right decisions, and that's what I want. And I see a couple of them, most of them, they advancing, some of them slowly, but most of them, they coming along, and I'm proud. Like I'm proud, really proud of them. Like.
I'm so proud of you. As we are pivoting to tie a bow on today's beauty, I want to invite everyone to be aware that ConTextos, what's our address? 2240 South Michigan. That's your home base too, families. That's where you're going to come when you come home. We are hosting healing circles. This is a vision of Johnny's, and we are, for the first time, creating circles completely focused on supporting loved ones grieving the loss of loved ones. We just completed our Mother's Healing Circle, and there's someone in this room that published, if that person wants to stand, you can. That's right. And so our first circle is for mothers healing the loss of a child. And Armani recommended his mother connect because she deserved the healing space that he saw in Circle. Our next circles are going to be a circle for fathers who have lost a child. And we're also going to do a circle for siblings 18 and up who have lost a child. If you know, and we're not putting this on our social media and website, this is a family affair. This is through our community. If you or anyone you know is a father who's lost a child or a sibling 18 up who's lost a sibling, please let someone from ConTextos know. This next circle is starting in August. And which circle it is depends on who commits to coming first. We're going to do both circles, but the one that starts in August is going to be based on who signs up. Then the next one will start in February, okay? Jonathan, we've got a couple minutes to spare. Johnny Page is, the only reason he's not here is he's coming back from out of town today. He was trying so hard to land before this event. Trust and believe he's going to watch the video and know that his love and vision is all across this room. So on behalf of Johnny Page, our beloved Director of Program, Jonathan Wilson, get up here. What are your words?
Assistant director, that's too much pressure. How y'all feeling? Y'all good? Like Lisa was saying, it's a roller coaster. I think for me it's a surreal moment because I can remember in Division 6, probably about 2 years ago, we were challenged by this brother's big brother. He challenged us when we were in Division 6 having a publication like this. And he was saying that Division 9 really needed programming specifically like ConTextos so we can build that community there. And initially we was like, we don't know if that's gonna happen. Right? We don't know if we can move and shake it and get that to happen. But look we here. These brothers behind me are published authors. Y'all give it up for them. Now, I popped in for cohort 2, so, and I'll say that some of the brothers, in the beginning of Circle, there's always this process, particularly the first few, where everybody kind of like this. Yeah. Right? Because particularly as men, we kind of taught to not express. Like, that's kind of counterintuitive of who we are. But over time, after the greeting that these brothers were talking about, we build community, we build family, and I hope that we can change society. So y'all give it up for them one more time. ConTextos. We are a family. One way in, no way out. Right? So once you become a part of this ConTextos family, you're a part of it to the end. We're gonna show up for you. Y'all see our staff, ConTextos staff, y'all stand up. Y'all throw y'all hands in the air. Wave them like you just don't care. We're gonna always pop up for our family, for our community. And with that being said, we're gonna close.